Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about warbands. Yes, warbands in the War Within. So over the last couple of days I've been extremely lucky to be involved in like an internal test of the War Within alpha, like an early look at the War Within alpha. And this alpha is pretty bare bones. However, one of the major features of the War Within is fully implemented in this alpha, and that is warbands. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we jump into everything about warbands, just want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight, War Within Alpha, and more, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Right, so yes, warbands in the War Within. This is a major feature of the brand new expansion. This is essentially account-bound everything. That is what Ian called it. However, it is not absolutely everything, but it is a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of potential here. Now, the word warbands is more of a term than an actual system itself. Like, you're not going to pull up a UI that says warbands or anything like that. It's just warbands is just kind of a name they use for a lot of this account-wide things. Now, one of the major misconceptions about warbands that I see so much is that warbands are only for characters that you choose. That is untrue. The warband goes across your entire account. Horde, Alliance, anything. This is an account-wide system and not something that you just choose a couple characters to be account-bound. Now, the reason for this misconception is because of the character screen. Now, at BlizzCon, we did get a concept of the potential character screen for the War Within, but in the alpha we have this login screen, and here it is. So obviously a little bit different from the concept, but personally I actually prefer this design. So just looking at it, it's a super clean design. On the right hand side there you can see a favorites list. Now this favorites list is realm agnostic, so any characters from any realm or any faction can go onto this list, and they will be placed around the campfire. Now swapping them out is extremely easy. All you got to do is select the realm and then drag the character up into the favorites list, and that will swap them out around the campfire. There's also a search bar as well, and you can remove the character list if you want a clean image of the characters. You can also rotate them as well, so if you select one you can rotate them to get a better look at them. But overall, a fantastic login screen. This is the first iteration of it, so no doubt it will have some changes over the course of alpha and beta, but as a first draft, this is an absolutely phenomenal new character screen for World of Warcraft. But that's the character select screen. Let's talk about some in-game stuff. One of the major features of warbands is a Warband Bank. Yes, this is an account-bound bank which is accessible by all of your characters. So the general things here is that it's up to 5 tabs. There are 98 spots per tab, with a total of 490 if you unlock all 5 tabs. Now these tabs can be customizable with icons and names. They can either be assigned to a specific type of item or even a expansion, be it current or legacy. Now to unlock these tabs you will need to buy them with gold. So these numbers are obviously subject to change as it is alpha, but the first tab will set you back 1,000 gold. The second tab you unlock will be 25,000. The third will be 100,000. The fourth tab will set you back 500,000 gold, and then the final 5th tab will set you back 2.5 million gold. So once you have all of those unlocked, it's going to cost you a lot of gold, but that is account-wide, so, you know, if you unlock it on one character, it's going to be unlocked on all of those characters. It's not per character or anything like that, thank goodness. Nobody has that kind of gold. Speaking of gold, you can deposit gold into the Warband Bank, which is really nice. So if you have a character on a different realm with a bunch of gold, you can deposit it into the bank and then withdraw it on another character, which is cool. You can also put reagents in here and use those reagents in here. So if you have a crafting character, you can dump a bunch of reagent stuff in the Warband Bank and use it on your other alts, which is super great. One other thing to note with the Warband Bank is that there is actually a brand new toy. This is called the Warband Bank Distance Inhibitor. This toy allows you access to your Warband Bank for 10 minutes from anywhere, but it does have a 3-minute cooldown. The way to get this toy is to reach a maximum level of 80 with 2 different classes, and you can actually reduce the cooldown by reaching a maximum level with 3 different classes, and you can reduce that even more by reaching the maximum level with 5 different classes. So basically level a bunch of alts and this Warband Bank toy will have a much shorter cooldown. But that's the Warband Bank. Going to cost you a lot of gold, but to kind of start it off, it's not too bad at all. I think this is just great. I really can't wait to use this. I think it's just going to be fantastic. There's also a new like Warband until equip item type that's going to be dropping around the War Within, and that can be put into your Warband Bank. And then obviously once your alt uses it, that will become soulbound. So that's a really good use for the Warband Bank. But definitely one of the highlight features of Warbands in the War Within. Moving on into the next thing that's going to be account bound from the War Within pre-patch, and that is reputations. Now, there is a little bit of a misconception here with this one that it's going to be all reputations. That is not the case from the War Within pre-patch. However, with the pre-patch, we will be getting account-wide reputations for the War Within factions and all of the Dragonflight factions, including the Cobalt Assembly and the Azerothian Archives, which is fantastic. That was kind of teased at BlizzCon, and they weren't sure if they were going to get it done, but it looks like as of the alpha, the Dragonflight reputations will indeed be account-wide. So the way that this works is that once reputation has been rewarded to a character, you cannot get that reputation once again. So if you're getting it through like the campaign quests and things like that, your alts will not get any more rep because that rep has already been given. That includes like world quests as well. So if you do a world quest that gives rep on a character, any other characters you do it on won't give reputation. It'll give something else like gold or currency or something like that. Now with quests, it actually does tell you whether or not your warband has done this quest previously and has a brand new icon to indicate as such, which I really like a lot. It's just a really interesting take on account-wide reps. I'm really curious to see how this is going to work as we go through alpha and beta testing, but as of this first alpha build, it seems like it's very much laid a lot of groundwork here for account-wide reputations, and I would love to see this continue into a lot of older legacy reps like Shadowlands, Legion, and things like that. They have said the plan is to work backwards, so the next one we will see is Shadowlands reps going account-bound, but again, something for later on in the War Within. But from pre-patch, we will have Dragonflight and War Within reps completely account-bound, which is extremely exciting. Next up, let's talk about Warband achievements. As of pre-patch, we will indeed have account-bound achievements. So basically, all of the achievements in your achievement tab will be account-wide. So if you have characters that you've kind of done half on one and half on the other, those will be combined once you've logged into those characters for the first time once the pre-patch launches. So that's super good. It's, you know, obviously we've had account-bound achievements previously, but now it looks like the majority of the achievements in the game will be account-bound. Now, it was confirmed that like class-specific ones will not be account bound, which makes a lot of sense, but basically every achievement is going to be a Warband account bound achievement, which is fantastic. One thing I do want to mention about achievements that I did find through the data mining, so there is a new achievement called One Warband Mentor the War Within. The achievement requirement for this is to get level 80 with one character, and the reward is 5% additional experience up to level 80. Now, digging through the data here, this does actually have multiple levels. So if you get 2 characters to level 80, it's 10%. If you get 3 characters, it's 15. If you get 4 characters, it's 20. And then if you get 5, it's 25. Now, the wording here makes it sound like it might stack. I'm not really sure. It says additional experience, so I'm not sure if this is just going to be a straight 25% boost, or it's going to keep totaling up to a total of 75. That's something we'll find out, obviously, once we get into like beta, when we can get max level character pre-mades and things like that. But this is super exciting. An XP boost for all of your alts from getting more characters up. It seems like a win to me, but yeah, let me know down below what you think of this. It could be pretty interesting. I don't play a lot of alts, but of course, you know, it will help people that do. But yeah, achievements looking really great in the War Within. The next feature is by far my favorite. Now, I think I've said that every single time, but this is the one. This is absolutely the best feature of Warbands. I wish we had this right now. It is amazing. So from the pre-patch of the War Within, on any character, you can collect any other armor type and weapon to your collections. Even if you can't equip this armor or weapons, these can be collected on your character. Now, the way that this works is that if you have like an armor piece you can't wear at all, you can just sell this to a vendor, and that is going to add it to the collections tab. Now, the kind of elephant in the room here is class sets. Now, it doesn't seem like as of this build of alpha, you can collect other class sets. So, for example, when I ran Molten Core, I had another class set drop and I was unable to collect that set, but any other item or weapon type, I was able to collect on my Hunter, even though I couldn't equip it. Now, what's really cool here as well is that the collections UI has had an update. You can actually view other class appearances to see how you're doing in regards to collection, even if that is not your main class. I love that a lot. It's just such a simple change, but it is really cool to kind of scroll through the warrior sets on a Hunter just to have a look what is coming and what, you know, you've collected so far just from all of your transmog runs. So this is a huge change. Really excited for this. As said, I wish we had it now, but yes, as of the War Within, you can collect other armor types and weapons, even if you cannot equip them. So huge change in regards to warbands. Another thing you can expect to go account-wide is a new feature of the War Within, and that is delves. So all of your progression on Bran, like leveling him up and things like that, and all the abilities and gear he has is going to be account-bound through the warband system in the War Within. So really good to see that the warband system is something they're planning to continue, and hopefully, you know, into the patches of War Within, we'll see everything just continually being account-bound going forward. So yeah, delves, account-bound, perfect. So just a couple little extra things here with warbands. Flight paths are going to be account-wide as of the War Within. So if you have all of the flight paths unlocked on one character, any of your future ults will have all of these flight paths already unlocked. There's also a new little, you know, animation when you unlock a flight path as well. So I'm a big fan of that. Love little stuff like that. That's super fun. And finally, in regards to kind of exploring the map, there is actually a new toy. This is the Warband map to everything, everywhere, all at once. So the description of this is to reveal all maps of regions that have been fully explored by a member of your warband. So this is really cool. This is going to set you back 10,000 gold and is sold by the heirloom vendors in Orgrimmar and Stormwind. Very simple item. This is kind of a combination of the scouting map items we've had over the years. So a really nice quality of life toy there that you just want to purchase straight away if you want to get those maps explored. Now, pretty cool. I think obviously I would imagine they probably had the idea of having maps fully explored from the get-go, but people do like flying around and exploring maps even on ults. So yeah, a good little choice there for your characters if that's something you want to do. But yes, that's it. That is warbands in the War Within, guys. We are in alpha now, officially in alpha. We are going to be covering this alpha from head to toe, into beta, into launch. I'm super excited to cover this since BlizzCon. Guys, please let me know down below what you think of warbands in the War Within. And please do leave a like on this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. We're going to be covering so much on this channel, so please subscribe to be up to date with everything going on. But guys, if you want to support me outside of YouTube, I'm also on Patreon and I'm on Twitter. And I have a partner Discord channel as well. And as mentioned, I am streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to check me out streaming the War Within Alpha every single day, exploring and breaking stuff and testing stuff, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.